Hey everyone. So this video ended up being way too long for my unverified YouTube channel. So I'm gonna split it into two parts. It's kind of a weird section because I didn't know quite where to do it, but I think I'll be putting part two up at the same time as this one. So if you want to watch that too, it'll be on my channel. I might put the link in the description if I can figure that out. But thank you for taking the time out of your day to at least click on this video. And yeah, have a great day. Bye. Hi everyone. I'm sorry if this looks kind of weird. I'm filming at night, which you're probably not supposed to do if you don't have any lights like I don't, but I have a light above my head and I don't know, I just wanted to chat. Spoiler alert, I don't think this video will be funny. I mean, I might get some quips in there, but I just kind of want to talk a little bit more seriously, just because this has been on my mind and I think it has potential to help people, even though that's probably a inflated view of myself as some sort of internet therapist. But I think when I see people who have been through similar things that I've been through, it definitely does help me feel less alone. I know it's kind of a cliche, but when you see people who have shared your struggles or just have been in a similar situation, you're more able to cope with it. And I think as I was going through this whole process that I'll be spilling the tea about, I just didn't know of anyone who had the same experience. But I'll get into that. So how I got to be where I am, which is a story that has been happening over the past 2 years or so, and it's all about college. So throw it back to my first video, which was also about college. We're doing it all over again, college, but this is less embarrassing, but more painful. As I was in my junior and senior years of high school, there was a big push to find out where you wanted to go to college, which is duh, of course. But I didn't know, and I was doing research. I would go on collegeboard.com and put in all those little checkbox parameters and be well, I don't want this, I don't want this. And it's so hard to even, when I think about that, we ask these very young people, I was 17 and 18 at the time, to make the decision of a place that you are usually expected to live at for about 4 years. 4 years isn't that long, but when you're young and you're going to a completely different lifestyle and different geographical location sometimes than you've ever been to, it's a long time. And it can be a very difficult time for a lot of people. And I would go to this website all the time and just look through these lists, and I didn't have anywhere that I wanted to go. And the only place that even remotely sparked my interest was the College of William and Mary. That was the only real place that I was I'm excited about this place, I want to go here, but it's like a Ivy League school basically. I don't know if it's quite in that tier, but it's it's a state school, but it's also it's hard to get into, especially if you don't live in Virginia. I did not end up getting in there. And I only also applied to, I think, Boston University or Boston College. I really can't even remember now. I applied there, College of William and Mary, and a place called Gordon College. Just because it was the one Christian college. My parents would have liked me to go to Christian college, and I was I'll just put in the application. It can't hurt. I think it was free. And I was I just want a safety school. But even when I toured there, I didn't even want to get out of the car. I felt this sense of dread that I've never felt before, and I was I don't want to get out of the car, I can't do this. I contemplated asking my parents to just skip the tour that we had driven from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts to go on. But I went, and I was I don't like this, I'll never go here. And I only applied to 3 colleges, which would not recommend unless you know where you want to go, and you will get in there. But I didn't get into the 2 other colleges, I just got into Gordon. And I was I guess I have to go here now. I didn't know what else to do. The thought of taking time off, which I could have done, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't take time off, but I just couldn't picture that in my head as being a good idea. But I ended up having to go. People would ask me where I was going to college, and I didn't want to tell them. I would be oh, you probably never heard of it, it's very small. I just felt this weird sense of shame. And I don't want to bash Gordon in general. There's some things that, of course, any college could do better. I don't think that Gordon is a bad place. I felt so ashamed of myself that I was going there, which I don't think it's the correct feeling. I don't think I needed to be ashamed, but it's all about my perception. And I was going to a place that I was planning to spend a considerable amount of time at, and I was ashamed to be going there. I was I'll just go in and try my best and like keep my nose down, like I'm there to learn, like it'll be fine. And I got there and it was okay. The first night that I was alone and my parents, my sister had left, I called and I cried. I was preparing to be away from them for a long time, and I was nervous about that and I didn't know how I would handle it. But after that I was like, okay, I can probably handle this. It was a Christian college that I was going to, so we had to go to chapel, and I hated going, and I like just didn't want to be there ever. I'm like a Christian, I like will own that one, love God and everything, but I hated going to chapel, and I hated that they made you go to chapel basically, because they wouldn't make you go like all the time, but you had to go a certain amount of times in the semester. So for the first several months I would kind of just like do my work and like go from like place to place on campus and kind of just like hide out in like whatever area I like could find that was like mostly empty. And I would either like do work or like watch Netflix, stuff like that. And I would like stay in my room sometimes, but there's always like, I had 2 roommates, so there's always someone there. So I would like usually like not really want to be in there, like no, like nothing personal. I just like don't really like being in like a confined space when like someone else is there for a long period of time. I would eat all my meals alone, and that's like why in the embarrassing college stories video I would get the to-go meals all the time, because I didn't want to like sit somewhere by myself and like that was obvious. That's why like I couldn't eat on the weekends, because the meal schedule was like not well formulated. I just spent a lot of time just like all by myself. I also had a hard time making friends. I think looking back now that that's just kind of the person that I am, and I'll get more into that later, but I just couldn't find anyone that I really like clicked with. Like me and my roommate would hang out, and we're still friends now, but we weren't like, it didn't feel like I had like a group of friends, and I felt like all of my friends from high school were telling me like, oh, I have so many new friends, like I'm so happy to be here, and they were just so excited about their lives and their new friends, and I felt like I was just like not at their level, like I was doing it wrong, like I didn't have the ability to make friends. But anyway, I was just like, I felt like I was failing at something that everyone that I knew seemed to be doing really well at, and I would get like really down about that, which really hurt my little heart. I like couldn't understand like what was wrong with me. This is so sad looking back now, like to see like the places that I've been, but things will get better. It was about 2.5 months that really the only person that I would talk to was my roommate, which like big shout out to her, like she really helped me through that time. But I was like, I like haven't really met anyone else. I think it was the night before my birthday, like we went out to dinner with these girls who lived on our floor, who had, my roommate had kind of talked to, and I had like kind of met them at floor events, and like I knew their names and everything. We were like really hitting it off, and I was like, this is so cool that like we can hang out with these people. And like gradually over like the next like until Christmas, like we started like really like building up a friendship with these 2 gals, and I was like, okay, cool, I finally like know people here, like I had friends. And I was still like, I didn't really like the college in general, but I was like, at least I have people that I know. So I had these friends, and I would hang out with them a lot in like November, December. And as we left, I was like, I was really gonna miss them. I was excited to be able to like go back and see them, even if I wasn't like gung-ho about the college in general.